Today's episode is brought to you by Modern Grower. Let's face it, seeding in the nursery is tedious and time-consuming. Turn the drudgery into efficiency with the time and labor-saving Quick Click Seeder by Modern Grower. The Quick Click can seed a full nursery tray in seconds. It's fully compatible with all trays on the market, such as paper pot, airstrip, cell trays, prop tech, and more. The Quick Click can also be used for microgreens. Cut your time spent seeding by 75% with a Quick Click Seeder available at shop.moderngrower.co. So if we shift away from the hydro now, we go out to the field. You guys have significant acreage in vegetable crops. How have you approached managing all that acreage when it comes time to grow veg? Because there's a couple traps or strategies that you could go down or fall into. Just growing too much of one thing, can't sell it or have to sell it at such a small price. Like you could be the corn soy farmer that you took land back from, or you could grow so much variety of stuff on there that it becomes a nightmare to manage it. What have you guys found is the sweet spot for that 18-ish acres that you're farming outside where you can grow enough to get a good price for it and move it?
We are still in that learning curve, 16 years, and we're suckers for punishment. We love seeing plants come out of the ground. We love playing with stuff and trying new things. And that's really, you and I got a chance to talk in Tennessee at the Lean Farm Summit. And that's really why I went there is I just have a hard time saying no. I'm not putting something in the ground. I want to try things. It's fun. It's an addiction to grow stuff. At the end of the day, you got to be able to run your business. You got to find that spot where you're not going to overinvest in one thing or the other. So we focus pretty heavily on our hydroponic system to continue to run that. And when we get outside, that's where our real diversity comes in. Over the years, we found the crops that we really can't not do anymore because people look for us for those kind of things. Seedless watermelon being one of them. This was a couple of years ago. I tried to talk my dad into not growing seedless watermelon anymore. Just there's a lot of work. They're raised beds, black plastic mulch, drip tape, putting the plants out. Sometimes the plants don't survive. Yield is all over the place depending on the year, but we almost can't not do them. We got so many people come to the farmer's market. When are your melons going to be ready? When are your melons going to be ready? That if we didn't grow them, we'd have a lot of disappointed people. So what we've done is started trimming off the things that don't do as well at our markets. So I don't really do a whole lot of radishes, and we do minimal plantings of broccoli, minimal plantings of green beans. We've tried over the past few years, to find the things that really fit our niche and that people really look for us for, and just try to do that. The hard part is our CSA, and we really want to have all those products available for our CSA members. I don't want somebody to go away unhappy, and the hell of it is you're not going to please everybody. It's just what it is. So we do what we can, and we try to offer as much diversity as we can, but we've definitely been trimming things back. We used to do artichokes. We're in Wisconsin. How often do you see a Wisconsin artichoke? And I had nice artichokes, but I had to replant them every year. I only had them for a couple of weeks, and they only made like $1 a piece. So it's just fun. It's cool to do, and people are like, "Oh my God, you have artichokes!" But in the end, does it really matter? We're selling them for $1 a piece. So it's really just doing your math, and that was something that I talked to Curtis about in Tennessee is just trying to figure out where you draw that line, how you make those determinations. So that's really what we're going to be focusing on a little bit more this year is drawing those lines, determining what's needed, determining what we do best and what we can do best. So there's definitely a sweet spot. Unfortunately, I don't know what it is yet.
How do you draw the line between we have 18 acres and we have to plant out all 18 acres?
That's becoming easier over time to draw that line just based on employees and employment. It's been harder and harder to find people that are capable, people that have a desire enough or who care enough to even try. I think a lot of people are in actually the same position that we are, is trying to find good employees. That's really what determines how much land we do. We make our plans beginning of the year. We talk to past employees. We figure out if we're going to have any new employees coming on and try to do some, on-farm work days to see if we can work well together and just determine how the season's going to go based on the feelings of employment. But we set the amount of each crop that we're going to do. We do about 400 yellow seedless watermelon. We do about 1,000 red seedless watermelon. Do 1,500 sweet potato plants. A lot of those numbers are pretty similar every year. And those are the larger, vining, long season crops. We do a lot of winter squash, and we just set the amount of rows of each that we're going to do. And some of those things don't change depending on employment. They're longer season. We got it set to a point where we don't really have to do a lot. And garlic is another main product for us. That's great because you plant it in the fall, cover it up with straw, and pretty much don't touch it until it's time to pull it out of the ground, or pull scapes, harvest scapes and sell those. But to really try to focus a little bit more on perennial type crops and hands-off crops to move our business forward. And then the things that are more labor intensive, we watch the market and try to do them only during the times that we can make money, like green beans. I said we only do a couple plantings of green beans. I only want them at farmers market when I can make $3.50 to $4 a pound. If I can't make $3.50 to $4 a pound, I don't need them at the farmers market because it's just cluttering up my table, and I don't need to do that extra work for a smaller amount of money.
If you enjoy farm podcasts, then tune into Carrot Cash Flow for all things farm business. Join us as we explore the latest trends, tips, and stories from market farmers running businesses just like yours. Whether you're a seasoned farmer or just starting out, our podcast has something for everyone. Listen in and grow with us. Available on all major podcast platforms. Don't miss out. Subscribe to Carrot Cash Flow today.